Everyone, I've got a 65 Mustang, and there are several things on the Mustang that I've scoured the internet for and just can't seem to find any videos on how they did it exactly. And so I'm hoping in this series to be able to kind of demystify some of the things that I've come across. I'm an expert by no means, so none of my advice is to be taken for expert or how you should do it. Always consult a professional mechanic or a manual, whatever it calls for. I'm just going to show you how I did things on my personal Mustang, and hopefully maybe it'll help you. One of the first things that I did, and I'll show you. There she is. So one of the first things I did was the radiator I changed out to a Champion. Okay, in order to change this radiator out on a Mustang, if you can see down in there, you see how close those bolts are. You're not going to be able to get those bolts in. The spacer has to be a 2-inch spacer. And so what I had to do was remove the battery and the battery tray. Then I could take the radiator and put it in and rotate it and get it in. So that was one of the first things. Another thing that I installed was a air conditioner, and this pump, I could not figure out how to get the bracket on. So in another video, I will show you how I put the bracket on and how it fit. Seems to fit well, but there was no documentation out there, not from the company or on the internet, that I could find. I found one picture that kind of gave me a guide, and so hopefully I can show you that. But what I'm going to focus on in this particular series is the EFI system that I'm going to put under there. So currently I have a 4-barrel carburetor, as most people with a 289 do. So I want to put the Atomic 2 system on there. And so I haven't even gotten it yet, and I've already come across things that I'm definitely going to have to fix. One of those things is, and the first thing is the fuel and the return line. Everything I've seen basically says that the return line systems don't work very well. They may work for a lot of people, so if they work, that's great. But from all I've seen and heard, basically return is kind of needed. And we live in Arizona, so it's really hot here. So as much as we can cool down the fuel, that's probably the best for it. So one of the problems I ran into initially is the fuel line and how to do the return. I didn't want to drill into my tank. I didn't want to deal with the issues of, things down in my tank. Of course, being scared to death to drill into a tank that had gas in it. I'd have to remove it. I just didn't want to do that. So I came across this. This is from CJ Pony Parts. It is a sending unit that they have on there. But if you'll notice on this sending unit, it does have a return line. Yay, that's great. Problem is, if you notice, the size. So this is 3/8. This is 1/4 inch. Once again, everything that I've been reading and seeing is, and does make sense, that the return line needs to have no more than 3 psi pressure. That's what the manual says for the Atomic 2. I've already had them send that to me early. And if I go from a 3/8 down to 1/4 inch, I'm going to create pressure because it's going to have to squeeze that fluid from a 3/8 down to 1/4 inch to get into the tank. that's going to create pressure and back pressure, which I'm pretty sure about. Once again, not an expert. But so what I plan to do is I'm going to have a shop around here basically take a 3/8 inch pipe, like this one, basically cut this off, because if you see, it goes around there like this, and I'm going to have them cut this and weld in another 3/8 inch pipe. And that pipe I want to come and basically follow this track here, go up under here, and basically follow the bottom of the tank and come out somewhere right here. I'm not exactly sure why this is so short. That doesn't make a lot of sense in everything I've read either, because they say that you don't want to dump fuel into your fuel tank and create aeration. You want it below the fuel line. So you definitely want it to go down. So that's what I'm going to do. Once I get that done, I'll definitely come back. I'll show you pictures. I'll give you references of who did it, how they did it, and I'll go throughout the install. One other thing, one of the posts I read about this particular sending unit was, hey, the rubber grommet that came, or the grommet that came with it, is a piece of junk. Get the one they have on their site. I did that. Problem is, if you look, this is the package, and that is the one that came with it. This is the one they sent me additionally that I paid for. They look exactly the same. I'm gonna go back and look, but I'm pretty sure that's not the way it looks in the on the website. And what the guy said is that he could basically never get it sealed so it wouldn't leak, and I don't want to have that problem. I did order additional lines because I know that the Atomic 2 Master System only comes with one line, and so I ordered an additional line. I actually ordered 2 of these because I like the style, I like the nylon and the color, and with my car being white and blue, I thought it would look really cool as well, even though no one's going to see it. By the way, for anyone that can get a lift, I highly suggest it. That's got to be the best money I ever spent. So, alright, I'll keep you guys updated. I'll try to take you through the whole process, not cut off parts like I see in a lot of videos where you don't see anything. So I'll try to take you through every step so I can show you at least what I did. Not that it's the right way, but I'll try to follow the manual as close as possible, let you know what issues I ran into. Alright, thanks.